Good morning, everybody. So, in today's modern society, we have two major influences that affect how our boys become men. One influence is the American hyper-masculine ideal, which is wholly very toxic and unbalanced in how our boys become men. On the opposite side of this ideal is an anti-masculinity, a man that grows up to be open-minded, well-spoken, intelligent, and generally a very balanced whole view of the world. Now, we could have a very boring discussion about the exact same things grandparents, mothers-in-laws, nosy strangers, and child psychologists have been saying for years. But that just wouldn't be very entertaining. So instead, we're going to focus on the stories of Chad and Jeremy. Now, Chad and Jeremy come from similar backgrounds, similar physical opportunities, and all the opportunities in the world to do exactly what they want to do with their lives. Now, how they're raised and how they end up as adults are completely different incarnations of what it means to be a man. Chad, from the second he's born, he's under his dad's thumb because his mom is busy raising his 4 older sisters. So as you can imagine, his dad's like, yay, I have a boy, after raising 4 older sisters. And due to this, he's kind of raised with this attitude of don't cry, don't be weak, don't be gay, don't be effeminate, don't be strange, don't stand out, don't do this, don't do that. Horrible pattern to be raised by. I mean, that probably would be the worst thing I could think of to be told as a kid is, don't do this. Maybe. And so as Chad grows into adulthood, this mantra of very negative rhetoric has affected his ability to become a fully balanced, functional man. Instead of being worried about what he could do for his future, what he could do for his community, and what he can do for the world around him, he is more worried about how much he can bench over the guy next to him. He is more worried about how high he can get his Call of Duty ratings before his friends do. Which, you know, nothing wrong with that, but I think there's something better than, I think there's better ways to spend your time besides worrying about Call of Duty scores. As a full-grown adult, Chad enters the workforce and butt heads with 95% of people he meets because they don't fit the ideal man that he thinks they should be, based upon how he was raised. Now, Jeremy's story is a little different. By the time he was an impressionable age, his brother was already out of the house, and his parents were both working full-time, so he was left to be raised by Sci-Fi Channel, Disney, Cartoon Network, and video games. But also because of his parents, he was made to volunteer, read, and basically was told he could do what he wants, when he wants, as long as it wasn't illegal. As far as his parents know. And because of this, because of how he was raised, his parents and him left him with a very solid worldview where he accepts everybody for who they are, harbors very little hate, and tends to just be like, hey, I can do this, I can do this, I can go out and do what I want because I know I have the support to do this from my family. Hence, the balanced worldview he is raised with. Now, this is where the story gets interesting. Chad and Jeremy run into each other at the workplace. And Chad is immediately threatened by the fact that Jeremy is a gay male who will immediately threaten his toxic patriarchal ideal of what it means to be a masculine male. And instead of Chad's response being, well, I can work around him and deal with him, Chad's response is, I ain't working with him. Sorry, can't do it. Not going to listen to him. And this comes about because of how he was raised. Now, the amazing part is this. This can easily be fixed by everybody we meet. Everybody in this room, parents, community leaders, brothers, sisters, family members, so on and so forth, can easily step in when we see these troubled males growing up, when we see them growing up in this situation, and intervene to help them be better. And it starts with one simple word and one simple phrase that we all love to hear. Yes. Yes to being amazing. Yes to being yourself. Yes to being different. Yes to being intelligent. Yes to being weird. Yes to standing out. Because if in the future world that we are growing up in now, we are one of the most multicultural workforces in the current industry we all live and work in. And for someone to grow up in a world where they are told they have that narrow of a view immediately is not going to work well with our modern culture. I mean, we look at this room where we're sitting now, and I can see at least 6 or 7 different subcultures of America here. So if we all learn to raise our boys early on and empower them to say yes to being themselves, yes to being who they are, and yes, you can do this. Think about what an amazing, beautiful, bright future we have where all the boys that we have become well-spoken, intelligent, compassionate, and powerful leaders. Thank you very much.